to my video presentation. It's a pleasure to be here with you all today. My name is Ester Agustina Sigalingging, and today we are going to dive into a topic that is very simple yet has the most profound impact on our life: family. Most of the time, we think family are just the people we live with, but if we look deeper, family is much more than just blood relation or shared roof. Family is our first school where we learn about love, trust, and how to face the world for the first time. In this presentation, I want to take you on a journey to see a family from different perspectives. We will talk about the true meaning of family, the various types of family structure around us, and how family roles shape our character since childhood. So without further ado, let's move to our first slide: what family really means. Alright, here we are on our first main topic: what family really means. So before we dive into the detail, let's start with a fundamental question: what does family actually means? We use the word family every single day, but the definition is actually much broader than we think. Most of us think of a family as just people we live with, but in a deeper sense, family represents emotional bonding, shared responsibilities, and unconditional support. It is intended to be a safe place, a sanctuary where individuals learn the most important values in life, such as trust, resilience, and empathy. To give you a more academic perspective, according to experts like Janice Allender and Barbara Spratley, family is defined as one or more individuals who live together, have strong emotional relationships, and develop through social interaction and roles. In other words, family isn't just a static group of people. It's a dynamic system where every member has a role to play, and those roles help us grow into the people we are today. It's our very first social life before we step out into the bigger society. So, that's the definition, but does every family look the same? Of course not. Let's move to the next slide to see the different type of families. So, we already understand that family is more than just people we live with. It's about emotional connection, roles, and support. But now, let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed that not all families look the same? Some families are big, some are small, some live together with many relatives, while others don't, and that's actually what makes this topic interesting. So, in this part, I will explain the different type of families that we can find in our society. The first, nuclear family. A nuclear family consists of parents and children living together in one household. This is the most basic and common type of family. In this type of family, the interaction between parents and children is usually more direct. Parents have an important role in the teaching values, habit, and behavior to their children. For example, in my own family, I live with my father, my mother, and my siblings. We share the same house and spend time together every day. In Indonesia, this type of family is very common, especially in urban areas. Because of daily interaction, it helps build strong communication between parents and children. The second, extended family. An extended family includes not only parents and children, but also other relatives like grandparents, uncle, aunts, and cousins. This type of family creates a stronger support system because there are more people involved. Family members can help each other, especially in difficult situations. For example, sometimes my grandparents or relatives come to stay with us during holiday or special event. In some cases, extended families even live in one house. This is different from countries like the US and where people tend to live more independently. So, compared to some Western countries, Indonesia usually has stronger family connection. The third, single parents family. A single parents family is led by one parent who takes care of the children alone. This can happen for different reasons such as divorce or the loss of a partner. In this situation, the parent has a double responsibilities as both caregiver and provider. Even though it can be challenging, this type of family often builds strong independence and emotional strength. In Indonesia, this type of family exists, but sometimes people still see it as a difficult situation. Meanwhile, in countries like United States or United Kingdom, it is more common and social accept. This show how culture can influence the way we see family structures. The next, blended family. A blended family is a format when two families come together, usually after marriage. This means there are step-parents and stepchildren in one household. Because they come from different backgrounds, this type of family needs time to adjust. However, with a good communication and understanding, we can build a strong and supportive relationship. In Indonesia, this type of family exists, but is not very common. Sometimes, people still need time to accept step family members, but in Western countries like United States, blended families are more common. People are generally more open remarriage and new family structure. This type of family teaches adaptation, understanding, and communication. Next, a childless family. A childless family consists of a married couple who do not have children. This can happen by choice or because of certain condition. Even without a children, they still build a family based on love, communication, and shared goals. In Indonesia, this is less common because many people believe that having children is an important part of marriage. However, in countries like Japan or South Korea, many couples choose not to have children. They may focus more on career, personal goals, or financial stability. So, they show how lifestyle and culture can affect family decision. And the last, same-sex family. A same-sex family is formed by two parents of the same gender raising children together. This type of family shows that family structure can be different in modern society. In Indonesia, this type of family is not widely accepted due to culture and social values. However, in countries like Canada, the United States, and some part of Europe, same-sex families are legally recognized. So, from all this type, we can understand that family is not only about structure, but also about support and connection. But now the question is, how does family influence our lives? So let's move to the next slide. Now, if you think about it, family is just not a place where we live, right? Since we were children, family has already influenced many parts of our lives. So in this part, I will explain 3 important roles of family in our lives. In the first, emotional nurturing. Emotional nurturing means giving love, care, and emotional support to family members. In the family, this is where we feel safe, valued, and accepted. For example, when I feel sad or stressed, I usually talk to my parents or my siblings, and it makes me feel better. So, emotional nurturing helps us build emotional strength and confidence. The second, social learning. Social learning means learning how to interact and communicate with others people. In the family, we learn how to speak politely, respect others, and behave properly. For example, my parents taught me how to be respectful when I talking to older people. So, this help us when we interact with my friends, teacher, and society. And the third, moral guidance. Moral guidance means teaching what is right and what is wrong. In the family, parents guide us with values like honesty, responsibilities, and kindness. For example, my parents always remind me to be honest and take responsibility for my action. Because of this, family help shape our moral values in life. So, from these roles, we can see that family has a strong influence on our emotional, social, and moral development. However, in real life, family is not always perfect. Sometimes family also face different challenges. So, let's move to the next slide. So, from the previous slide, we know that family has an important role in our lives. But in reality, family is not always perfect. And sometimes there are challenges. For example, communication gaps happen when family members do not express their thought clearly. So, in my own experience, sometimes when my parent asks me something and I don't reply immediately or I reply very late, and this can create misunderstanding. Another challenges is general differences, where parents and children have different ways of thinking. For example, when I use my phone for a long time, my parents might think I'm wasting time, but actually, I might be doing something important. And the last challenges is role stress, which mean feeling pressure because of responsibilities. For example, parents feel stressed because of work and family responsibilities. And as a student, I also feel stressed because of assignment and expectation. So, even though family has challenges, we can solve them with good communication and understanding. Now, let's move to the next slide. So, from the previous slide, we know that family has an important role in our lives. But in reality, family is not always perfect, and sometimes there are challenges. For example, communication gaps happen when family members do not express their thought clearly. So, in my own experience, sometimes when my parent asks me something and I don't reply immediately or I reply very late, and this can create misunderstanding. Another challenges is general differences, where parents and children have different ways of thinking. For example, when I use my phone for a long time, my parents might think I'm wasting time, but actually, I might be doing something important. And the last challenges is role stress, which mean feeling pressure because of responsibilities. For example, parents feel stressed because of work and family responsibilities. And as a student, I also feel stressed because of assignment and expectation. So, even though family has challenges, we can solve them with good communication and understanding. Now, let's move to the next slide. So, the conclusion of the all theory about family is not always perfect. Sometimes we argue, misunderstand each other, and feel distant. But at the end of the day, family is still the place we return to, the place where we are accepted, understood, and loved in a world that keeps changing. Family remains our strongest support system. Through a simple moment, laughter, and even struggles, we grow together. So let us appreciate our family more, spend time, listen, and show love while we still can. Because in the end, it is not about having a perfect family, but having a family that stay no matter what. So that's concludes my presentation for today. I hope this video gave you a new perspective on how precious our family is. So thank you so much for your time and for watching until the end. I'm Ester Agustina Sigalingging, and I see you in the next one. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Goodbye.